Hey, what's up guys, Mashine here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about why Source 2 might actually be a lot closer than a lot of people imagine. Now Source 2 has kind of become a meme at this point. CSGO 2, Source 2, it's all been just kind of thrown out the window as one big joke. However, there is some evidence leading towards a potential CSGO 2, Source 2, whatever big update you're looking for. We don't have a specified name for it, but we're going to get a little bit deeper into it. And if you guys are looking to pick up any CSGO skins, I've got a couple links in the description, but let's hop on into it. Now this video has started because of a different video by someone named Banana Gaming, and they go on to talk a little bit about everything that has kind of been leading to this point. They talk about just the random Counter-Strike tweets and images and things CSGO has been putting up and all that, but we are going to go a little bit deeper. He also briefly mentions trademarks, which I'm going to get into a little bit deeper here. Now one main thing that I am just taking and I'm not really improving it upon, so I have to mention it, is he goes over the difference between when the Dota 2 trademark was registered versus when Dota 2 came out. And he says it was about a year, but we're actually looking about 8 months. And that 8-month time period is extremely important when we come to look at CSGO. Now CSGO in August had recently done the same thing with an image that looks like the CSGO logo. As you can see here, they just trademarked it in August, which is extremely important. Now it all has to do with this one thing called the Steam Deck. Now if you've never heard the Steam Deck before, it's actually something that's a little bit interesting. It is extremely important to CSGO's future because it's going to be making CSGO handheld and you can play it anywhere potentially. Now the Steam Deck has been extremely popular, selling out almost immediately and then being relisted on eBay for some people who are looking to make some extra money reselling and all that. Anything that comes with a brand new console, you'll really be seeing that. However, what's really interesting is this has the possibility to blow up CSGO's economy and just do absolutely crazy things for the game, but not in its current state in my opinion. CSGO is a great game. However, it only appeals to a certain amount of people. It's been out for 9 years, and although it has received many changes, many people still view it as a 9-year-old game, which it is not, because it has been receiving all these constant updates, but in the public eye, it's kind of viewed as a 9-year-old and potentially outdated game. Now, it's very interesting because the Steam Deck was actually supposed to be coming out right now. December 2021 was the hopeful date for it to start being shipped and a bunch of other things. However, that didn't happen, and although that didn't happen, that's actually not a terrible thing. What has happened is they have pushed it back to February 2022, which is actually going to be a very interesting and popular month, as we'll look in just a moment. In my opinion, we got a lot going on in February that is just too strange to be a coincidence. It is extremely popular for Valve and Valve Games to kind of be wrapping up, so to speak, right around that same time the Steam Deck is supposed to come out. First up, we got the end of Operation Riptide. Operation Riptide, although the weeks do end in just a couple weeks here, it's usually around a month afterwards that people have to finish up the operation, Valve to kind of soak out that last bit of money there. So we're looking at February 20th, 2022. That's in February. That's towards the end of February. We're looking second half February there. And that's going to be the end of Operation Riptide. What's very interesting is Dota 2 also got a Battle Pass update fairly recently. And when we look at that, what's even more interesting is that their Battle Pass will be ending on February 23rd, 2022, just 3 days after the CSGO Battle Pass is going to be ending, which is extremely interesting. Because this is like one of the shortest times Dota 2 has ever gotten a Battle Pass. It'll just last 2 months basically, and they're going to be already done with the Battle Pass. Seems oddly weird for Valve to do something like that, to put all this work into creating one of their Battle Pass, because Valve likes to do as little as possible. But here, they're just letting it run for only 2 months. seems a little bit odd to me why they would spend all this time and then just basically get rid of it after 2 short months. It's like making a CSGO operation but only having 8 weeks in the operation. It just doesn't make sense. And while the Steam Deck definitely does have a large following right now, the problem is they have got a lot of competitors. First up, you've got the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is extremely popular, and that's the market share they're going to try and take over. This one is definitely expected, and you can obviously see this is their main competitor. However, there is a new handheld gaming device that's just recently popped up that is definitely going to be a huge competitor as well. We got the Ino Next. Now this is coming with the AMD Ryzen APU. This is extremely important because this is something that Valve is going to have to compete with right now. People are going to be deciding between the Next and the Steam Deck. People might already have a Nintendo Switch, and although the Nintendo Switch is popular, I don't think that a large majority of people that are looking to have a Nintendo Switch are buying it now, or at least buying it brand new. They're getting it for a pretty significant discount. So I don't think that's Valve's main competitor at this point. I think it's the Next here, and they're already starting to lose a little bit of their publicity to the Next. I personally believe Valve is looking at all they've got, and they're kind of getting concerned because the Next has something that they don't have. It's got the publicity of the AMD and everything to do with the Ryzen APUs. And I definitely believe that the Steam Deck is probably going to be better. However, better doesn't always mean that they're going to do better in sales. A lot of things, like the MacBook, it's not the most efficient computer. However, it still outtops a lot of different computer brands in sales just because of how popular Apple is. And I think that's potentially something that the Steam Deck is looking at, that they're not the Apple, and they're comparing with a kind of group that is the Apple of the industry potentially, and they're going to be out of luck just because they don't have the publicity to do so. Overall, for me personally, I think there's just too much going on that ends in February for something absolutely crazy to not happen. We've got most likely the Dreams and Nightmares case. I mean, let's be honest, at this point, that would be roughly 4-ish months, 3-4-ish months after when they revealed their winners, and that's something that a lot of people are potentially looking for because the Riptide case, we're looking that the Dreams and Nightmares would probably have the same finishes or something brand new. But we've got a lot ending there, and for me personally, I just don't see 2 different battle passes, the Steam Deck, and potentially a lot of their market share going away if they're not doing something absolutely crazy. CSGO has definitely stepped up their game ever since Valorant entered the scene, and personally I think that they need to do something absolutely crazy here, because although everything is going well, I think things could be definitely going a lot better. It seems really odd to me that this operation sprung out of nowhere just to end on this very specific day. And it seemed like this operation was really thrown together. For me, it's just way too many coincidences for something absolutely crazy to not be happening. I mean, I've never seen an operation produced this weird, to say. There was so many bugs when it first came out, and it seemed like it was rushed, but that's just all the way it is. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Drop in the comments what you think about this. I'm not usually one to speculate on stuff like this, but there's just way too many coincidences.